warrants 77 through 85, in the amount of $242,180.47. Make a motion to bring that to full council.
Second.
Second, all those in favor? Passes. Anyone have anything else? Yes.
I have several things. The police car has been ordered. We should take receipt of that sometime this week is what he told me. Rather than go all the way to Greenville, Illinois, he goes up to goes up to Nappi quite frequently, and he said he could meet us in Quincy and we could make the transaction there. So it'll be a Ford Taurus Police Interceptor, all-wheel drive. The other thing is, we got one and only one bid on the asphalt, and that was from Mid Rivers. And basically, we had two projects, as I mentioned to you before. One was doing all of the city hall and parking lot, and that amounted to $27,500. And then the other one was to do 522 square yards to be cleaned, tacked, and overlaid with 2 inches of asphalt on River Road. We had only 30,000 budgeted, and all total these come out to about just under 38. So I'm asking for the council's.
That's for the two combined.
Yeah, basically what he said, the price of doing the River Road is only good if done with doing City Hall.
That price again, please?
$27,500 for City Hall, $9,340 for River Road.
Do we have any reserves to cover that overage, or?
It could be picked up, yes.
In reserves, yeah.
Do we have any money in the leach account that we could use on it?
I haven't checked on leachate in a while,
What's
so I don't really know.
The leach account.
Do you know, Sharon, give that information on what we're working on today?
Because if we do, I'd rather take it from there than from reserves.
Water office. So you're looking at 36,840 is what you're looking at.
Leach aid, right now is, we collected 14,000.
I'm not making it run up, what is the leach account?
It's not leaching.
What is it?
14,000 is
I
it?
mean, what is it?
Leachate is an account that we get for when people come in and they pick up waste materials and they put it into our sewer system and they pay for it. Outside contractors is basically what it is.
So we have 30,000 budgeted right now?
Yes.
So what we're asking for then is to approve that and then move $6,840 from the leach aid to
Correct.
pay for this. Do we need to move that from one account to another, or is it just used to pay for that?
We can, you can
However
make a
you
motion-
stipulate.
You can make a motion to do it and everybody can transfer.
All right,
from
make a
each
motion to bring full
account.
council to approve the purchase of
Mid Rivers.
Mid Rivers asphalt, is that right?
Correct.
Mid Rivers asphalt, in the amount of $36,840, using $6,840 from leachate funds.
I'll second
Motion and a second, any discussion? Go ahead now. All those in favor?
two more items. One is we have a bill from Clear for $5,400 for the LT2 project, which would come out of the capital improvement accounts in water.
How much is that?
$5,400.
To pay the cleaner?
Cleaner and Associates, yes. Huh?
What'd you say that was?
LT2, the water treatment plant.
And that will, pay that off, is that correct?
No, no, that's,
That's what Sharon said earlier.
Oh, no, what we usually have is for the construction.
yeah, that was probably what she was talking, is a wastewater plant. This is
This is.
a treatment plant.
Make a motion to pay, to bring the full council to bring, to pay $5,400 to Klinger and Associates. Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor? Passes. Go ahead.
And the last item that I had is, I know you had discussed the $100 raise for the firefighters and that. I just wanted to bring to your attention some of the calculations I made. Is that by doing that, basically, the firefighters at this point in time make $341.50 a quarter. And by giving them, this was $100 for each quarter, correct?
A month,
A month,
Last month.
a month.
a month, well, that makes it even more. If it's 4 months, just for $100 for a quarter, that figures out to be 7.32% pay increase for the volunteer firefighters.
We're tripling that. 21%.
And all you gave was 2% to everybody else, so, I just wanna make it clear on the calculations.
But he was talking
I'm
about
confused.
$100 for
Per year.
12 months.
Okay,
Not per quarter or what?
$100,
For the
Not
year.
a month for
For the
12 months.
$100 for a year,
For a year, okay.
Fig does
That's kind of
figure
what I
out
thought again.
to
Oh,
7.32%.
Okay.
That's $100 per year per quarter.
I think it was,
$27.
I don't have a calculator, wait a minute. Hang on.
It sounds like an awful high amount for $100
Yeah,
a year.
that's,
It'd be
How many
$25 a
firefighters
quarter.
do we have?
I mean, firefighters.
Okay, a firefighter makes $341.50 a quarter. So that would be 1366.
Okay.
So if we make it just $100 for all 12 months, it's 1466.
Per month.
Mhm.
well, I guarantee you that the other employees wouldn't work for $300 a month, whether they were getting a 2% raise or a 13%. I think that's not
But-
even apples to apples.
But the fire department's not, you're doing this
They're
2% across the board, the fire department's not getting any of that, right?
Correct.
And if you did 2% on them, what is that equate to?
2%.
At their current rate,
2% of 1366?
at their current rate times .02 would be $27.32.
For the whole year.
Whereas the proposed $100 makes it 7.32.
Well,
And all I wanna do is just point out to the council that in my opinion, you're picking and choosing.
No.
No,
Well,
no, because
I'm just voicing an
if
opinion.
you just take an average salary of a city employee and do 2%, how much is that for an increase over the course of a year? Probably more like $400.
I'm just pointing out a fact.
Are we using the term
I don't
volunteer?
think we need to use a percentage on it.
I would
Because that's what they are.
There's not-
That's what they are then. That's what they are, volunteers. But we've got city employees that aren't volunteer.
They are paid all I wanna point out is they are paid volunteer firefighters.
Is this $100 increase, is that sort of been approved, right? We already,
No, that was supposed to go to full council
right, but we
tonight.
already approved that to go to full council. So
Yeah.
there's nothing to be done here, it's just that.
All I wanted to do is provide some information.
Just making a point.
Whatever the council's decision, so be it.
Is there anything further?
No, sir.
All right.
Now, Bob or Sharon, if you can help me out,
Are you gonna talk about these reports?
yes.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna bring up, they're wrong.
Okay, that's why I was wanting to find out what's, I'll let you take it, Mayor.
Sharon and I have been looking at this for a couple hours. This was, confusion on how the spreadsheet was built as it transferred from Renee to Sharon. And, the detail columns on the monthly basis are not all updating. The spreadsheet simply wasn't built to do that. So it was passing the previous month's balance, and so those are incorrect. So I think you just gave out.
I'm
the
glad
corrected
they're still
details.
printing.
They're still printing, so you'll have those tonight. She's gonna bring those down. It'll have the details.
So what we have here is nothing.
Well, the first and second page are,
Actually, just the first page.
well, the cover letter on the
Cover
first
letter
page.
on the first page, but I wanted to mention some of that. One of the reasons that I noticed this is I wanted to be able to give you an update in this meeting, kind of a review. I was hoping to do that every quarter. I don't know how effective it is for me to do that with these being wrong, but maybe I could try, take a few minutes to give it a shot. I can point out some of the bigger things. So, if you,
Did we adjourn the meeting?
No.
Okay.
Is this just me discussion, and should we go ahead and read the minutes? I'm just asking.
I think we can adjourn and let.
I don't know, I think this is
Will-
public business.
Will there be a
There
motion?
won't be any more motions, but this is public business, so
But-
I don't want to adjourn.
I have one that maybe.
Proceed.
Okay, or maybe there will be. So, what I want to point out is that what has happened, and this will show up on your, I guess it's page 3, it's the one that shows all the accounts, okay? That page is correct, or it's at page 2.
It's the first page
Okay,
after the cover letter.
after the cover letter, it's the next page. That is correct, and my heart shuddered a few times looking at this, because I saw things like the sales tax money market account has gone from $885,000 in 2012, $793 in 2013, and now it's at 238. And I'm going, why do we have that money? Where did that money go? So we started looking around, and what you will notice is, I'm so sorry. I have a reminder for everyone. So what I noticed is that, if you go to the bottom, the grand total, our income has actually gone up about $100,000. Grand total of city finances has gone up about $100,000 in each of the last 2 years, including this year. We actually have more money in our account. What's happened is they've shifted last year from the restricted fund column, the non-restricted fund column, to the restricted fund column, primarily because of the creation of these required SRF funds. Okay? Now, to exasperate the way that it looks on paper, we should have been, the administration should have been in these last few months transferring, or since this began, which includes some of the last administration, we should have been routinely taking out of let's see, which one is it? It's the sewer system operation and maintenance. There's a figure there that is an enterprise expense that the general fund has been paying, and we're supposed to be transferring that over every month. transfer the big amount until, what was the reason for that?
Till after we're closed with Klinger.
Close
Till
to
after we close with Klinger, and then we're gonna move that, that's $164,000. So there's a huge chunk that's sitting over here in a restricted account because it should have been moved. It's required to be in a restricted account by an SRS fund agreement that we put in ordinance, and it needs to move over, it's supposed to happen monthly, it wasn't. So that has further exaggerated, not only have we created these accounts, but some of that that's supposed to come back every month hasn't been, so it's been building up, okay? So, there's an issue in there. The second thing that I wanna point out, and, this will be on the next page, the summary report for the fiscal year. You have you'll have the correct details, this evening. This is also, incorrect, but what I wanted to do was, I have here, and I had planned to get you something graphic so you could see it, but we spent all our time trying to figure out what's going on.
What page are you on there?
I'm on
Page
the
3.
second page, the third page, sorry, the financial summary report for fiscal year, it'll be 14-15. But what I wanted to do is compare it to what we've done, what it was in the past, to see where we are. How are we doing compared to previous years? Because when these percentage numbers, and I think this is a tremendously important tool and one that we need to refine. First off, I don't think we should be talking about the percentage left on these reports, we should be talking about the percentage spent, just like we're talking about this percentage collected. And so that they're both thinking the same way. Right now, they've been presented in this format that are opposite ways of thinking about it. So we should be, we're a quarter of the way through, we should be at 25% if we spent equally across the year. But of course, there's big things that are seasonal and come in at certain times, et cetera. So I want to try to get a tool for us, because that's really where you can tell really quickly if our fiscal policy, if we're on track or not, right? Is by looking at this page, that column, are we spending more money than we expected to or not, right? So I want to tweak those moving forward in the next few years and try to get them to be each month more accurate representations instead of just a simple 12, moving 12 stages. When I look down at the big issue that I notice is we are down in our collection. We're actually doing pretty well in a little bit better in our expenses. Our expenses appear to be under control. Our collections are down a little bit, and I'm in particular. So, for instance, wastewater is sitting at 35% this year, as opposed to last year, which was 55% collected. And let's see. Where's another one that's a little off? We're sitting at 11% in animal control, but that's not a real big number. It's at 22% from last year. So those are the big ones, and I'm working on trying to establish where exactly that is happening. So I will follow up with you at the next finance committee. I'll try to pull this together a little bit better, but I want to go ahead and give you kind of an overview. And I don't know if that addressed your concern. That's all I have.
Any further?
I have a ordinance that I want to read and see if you could apply it to collecting real estate taxes. It's number 130.120, manner of making assessment basis for levy enforcement in general. The assessment of real estate and personal property within the city for county purposes as made by the county assessor and after the same has been passed upon by the Board of Equalization as provided by law, shall be the basis upon which the city council shall make the levy for city purposes and the payment of all taxes shall be enforced in the same manner and under the same rules and regulations, and may be provided by law for collecting and enforcement payment of state and county taxes, including seizures and sales in goods in channels, and both before and after such taxes shall become delinquent. And is that state and county taxes only, or does that apply to city taxes as well?
I'm not sure, I'd have to look further into that, but usually it's real estate taxes could become a thing, but not necessarily. any
Real
other
estate
kind of
taxes is,
And certain fees, or, sometimes cases will say, okay, the ordinance says it's a fee, but it's really a tax, or we might call it a tax, but it's really a fee. They're treated differently, it's a big complex deal.
Are you asking if there are things besides past real estate tax that we could use to create a lien? Is that the problem?
I'm asking, could we not use this ordinance to collect real estate taxes?
Are we not collecting real estate?
So we have people that have real estate taxes that are already in the arrears, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then why?
You
don't
can't,
have a
you
problem
can't force
collecting?
them to pay them.
Huh?
You mean, so you're asking if there's something we could do to help collect
Yeah,
past due taxes?
or any due taxes. What if we have other people that decide they don't want to pay their taxes?
What number is that, Don? I think there's
130 or 120.
So what you're asking is, can we penalize for arrears by seizure, et cetera?
Yeah, could we not do the same thing that state and county does?
Well, I think we write code rules on that. If there's gonna be like a tax sale, we write code tables on their enforcement. If they're going to sell real estate for taxes, and taxes are doing owing to us, if they affect the collection, we're gonna get our share.
The county calls us if they have a tax, to see if we have delinquent taxes on that same piece of property.
In other words.
They do our work for us.
We already are. We already are by way of the county pursuing.
And that's included in the.
But we have, are you saying that we
They
have
have
a way
to
to?
pay county taxes to get their driver's license or their car
Personal
license.
property, but not real estate.
Huh?
Personal property, not real estate.
Not real estate? Oh, okay.
Doesn't the county, sell your property, you don't pay your taxes, well, why
3
could the
years.
city not do the same thing?
At a certain point, or when they sell it, they would collect money due to us as well as themselves.
They collect any liens that we would have
Yeah,
against that piece of
Some
property.
people would pay their county tax so they could get their, maybe you have benefits that when you pay your county tax that you're gonna lose. Where when you pay your city tax, there's no
Well,
reason,
Because
actually, there's no
we
reason to
can't
pay your city tax.
we can't not renew their driver's license. We cannot not renew the tags on their vehicles. So the state has a lot more clout. I mean, I suppose we could say, well, we're not gonna issue you a dog license or something like that, or a kennel license, because you owe these other taxes.
I mean, there should be some way that all these brilliant minds sitting here should be able to come up with quite delinquent taxes.
If they have a business license, it isn't issued if the taxes are delinquent.
If we were the mafia, maybe we would.
We can throw liens on real estate taxes, it's in our ordinance that we can do that, but that doesn't mean we're gonna collect it. It just means we have to file the
You're
paperwork.
gonna collect it once they sell it, so.
You get the money though.
Okay.
Has the collector indicated there's a big problem with collectors right now? I mean, it's never gonna be perfect. But I don't think the collector's hollering that we need to be doing more. Nope.
Anything else?
That's all I have.
Move to adjourn.